Okay. Now that we understand that we need to change the environment down there in the crawl space to make sure that the structural decay is completely deceased, the second step in this process is properly insulating your home. Now, the issues that we see with insulation come from something called the stack effect. And this is going to involve the winter months where cold air is going to be coming in through your crawl space and coming up through your house. And when that cold air comes into the crawl space, it's going to do things like freeze your pipes and cause your duct system to become colder and make your AC have to work harder to warm your house up. Now that's going to lead to higher energy bills in the winter months. And then in the summer, you're going to see that moisture start to come in through the hot air through your crawl space. And that's going to cause condensation on your duct system. That's going to lead to saturation of your insulation down there, as well as potential organic growth. Now, in the winter months, you will have those cold floors, and that's going to be a major sign that something's starting to go wrong. We've seen that freezing pipes are also going to be an issue from having that extreme cold come in those more snowy seasons. Now, this could lead to pipes busting over time. Even a flex pipe, since the water inside will expand once it freezes, that can even bust a flex pipe as well. Now, in the summertime, you're going to have more moisture in your air. That's going to go straight to your floor framing system. That's going to absorb that moisture from that warm air. Now, when that warm air clashes with that cold air down in your crawl space, then that's when you're going to start to see the condensation come in. That's going to start to saturate your floor framing system and go directly into your insulation. Now, once the insulation becomes saturated, then you're going to start to see it sag and hang down where it's not going to be able to really hold any warmth in or actually do its job at all. Now, since right next to your right next to your insulation is your floor framing system, it's going to just transfer that water right over to the lumber next to it. So that's going to lead to very high moisture levels in your floor framing system, and that's going to cause organic growth over time. Ultimately, you end up with your R value completely compromised and a floor framing system that's decaying and an insulation system that's not holding in any heat. Now, historically, there's been a few options on how to repair this, but ooh, I kind of skipped. All right, keep going. There's been a few options on how to repair this. So let's start by looking at taking out that insulation. With no insulation, you're going to be exposed to cold floor, and you're still going to have those higher energy bills because there's nothing to stop that cold air from coming all the way through your floor framing system, and that moisture is going to have a direct impact to your subflooring, leading to warped floors in your home. Now, the second thing we've seen is spray foam, and with the spray foam, this is going to not only hide the problem, but make it very hard to diagnose what the actual stages of decay are in your floor framing system. Also going to be the most expensive way to insulate your home. So this is something that we're going to really discourage, right?
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make no sense. Now, the third thing we've seen is an XPS board, which is a foam board, which is going to absorb moisture and is actually going to be more fragile and susceptible to breaking. And we don't want anything temporary down there, right?
No.
You plan on living here for a long time?
Yeah, it's my forever home.
Now, fiberglass insulation is the original form of insulation that we've seen in the 1952 handbook on how to build a house. But that was to 50 standards. Now in 2026, would you feel like you would want your kid driving a car with 1950 safety standards?
No, it's a death trap.
It's a death trap, absolutely. So this is something that's become outdated. We've seen that the damage can be permanent over time from the saturation in this fiberglass insulation. And this is going to be what the outcome really ends up being as compared to what a lot of builders may tell you the insulation is going to work. So now we talked about some historic options that have not worked in the past. Let's move forward to a solution that does work. So our engineering team was able to put together this very short clip, just going over how our solution works in extreme detail. after the clip, we can recap together and dive deeper on exactly how we're going to insulate your home. Okay. And then, so as you mentioned in the video, the first step here is going to be removing the current insulation. Now, this is a very tedious job, not a super technical job, but a very tedious job, which is going to be itchy and very uncomfortable on the guys. Now, the second step in that is going to be actually putting up the boards against the wall of your crawl space. And as you can see, the vertical clearance is very minimal in there. So this is going to, once again, be something that's, we're going to have to really kind of break our back to get done. But this is going to make sure that that warm air stays inside and goes right back up, keeping your house in good condition all year. The next step is mechanically fasten this to the walls to make sure that you never have any kind of degrade over time. And this is a close-up on the actual boards that we will be using. Our polystyrene boards are going to be superiorly thermal resistant. So even in extreme heat, they're going to be able to persevere and be able to provide insulation to your home year round.
Let's get it done, Brian.